Yeah, we find her, the beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. Say go so, the remix.
DMB, Tuck Spice, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give it the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes, I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us in your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty, what's worth of a lady. It's nice but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time. Within it took a long fine eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. It was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so charmed. I felt the sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes are killing tight. I found me a beautiful girl.
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe. Shaped like a cocoa bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty. I'm impressed and I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk. She must be from a planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger, we look good together. Take your place in my heart with your beauty. I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
Such the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. Your beauty shines and breeze at night. All I really want in my life. Oh yeah. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing tight. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl. One beautiful girl, yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money. You seen her? Hot Ice. Have you seen her? LP. Have you seen her? I'ma go over to Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look.
Beautiful.
I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time, I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace several presents and gifts, call me Santa Claus. I make a heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me Austin culture, I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'ma go get her. Since I'm a go getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world, anything for my beautiful girl.
Psych. Ooh, it's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing
touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Man of prestige. Ha! Now this guy win. Now you win. Now you win today. Now you win. Now you win. I agree. Man of prestige. Now man you be.
I'm sure some people will be jealous now the way I talk about Ola. But I have learned a lot from him. That's why I keep telling you to follow him. If you don't follow Man of Prestige, now you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is Ola, coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios. This is going to be one of the best sessions ever that I've ever done on this platform, amongst, I don't know, about 1,800 videos on this platform. So do me a favor, if you want to go ahead and hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when I go live. Yes, I am live presently, and like I said, this is going to be one of the best sessions ever that I've ever done. All right, so my name is Ola. Like I said, basically what we do here is we look at trendy topics and we extract life and relationship lessons from them, and we tackle them from a standpoint of social seduction, attraction, emotion, intelligence standpoint. All right, I am a marriage coach. I'm a relationship coach and life coach, and my wife and I, we collaborate together to serve in that respect. So this is the life we live. So this is not just a matter of certifications. This is the life we live. You can download our books absolutely for free from manofprestige.com. There are 2 books that you can get for free, manofprestige.com. And also on that same page, you can book a complimentary coaching session for free if it's your first time. All right, and then also I want to say a shout out to all my sponsors. Shout out to our sponsors, More Fresh Life with Natu, Adesu, Afim Girl, Open Floor by Tima, Gorex Corner, D Love 3000, Yes TV, Chidima, Sparkleberry, and Mary Fatono. Thank you so much. You can support our platform simply by using the join button. And right now we're up to $352.16 for the month. Our goal is $250 for the month of July 2024. So thank you. It means a lot. Every donation means a lot. You can sponsor any one of the shows for as low as 99 cents. All the all the shares, all of it, you know, if you subscribe to the channel, I appreciate it. It goes a long way. You can also use Zelle, PayPal. You can use Cash App. You know, the information is right there on the screen and is always scrolling through the screen. If you're interested in a complimentary coaching session, you can reach us using manofprestige.com, or you can reach us using the email address ask@manofprestige.com. You can also send a text message to +1 732 305 8577. That's preferably WhatsApp. All right, without any further ado, let me just say I do have this very important topic: confessions. It was all a dream, a scam. Austin Olman. This is brother that I want us to talk about today. So it's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna be here just for a short while, but like I said, this is probably going to be one of the best videos ever on this platform. So pay attention and also let me know what your thoughts are as we're going through the session, all right, the live stream. Let me know if you have any questions, anything like that. If you have any questions particularly, you can always put a Q behind it. All right. So I'm looking at, I don't know what's going on with my browser. I'm going to refresh this and I will be right back. Okay, while I do that, let me just go ahead and do this. All right, I'll be right back. We offer evidence-based relationship and marriage resources and coaching to help you navigate the difficult times.
Don't just wing it. Learn the principles that work.
Download our 2 free books and book your complimentary coaching session now at manofprestige.com. All right, I'm back. All right, so let's get into it. I'm talking about this brother right here. His name is Austin Olman. So you see, every now and then I will reference manosphere or passport bros or feminism. They're all the same thing, okay? You know, they're all the same thing. They're basically movements that were probably started from a place of good intentions, but you know, like every other movement out there, eventually they tend to get bastardized by people with ulterior motives. So that's unfortunately what the social media does. And shout out to Natu, shout out to Chidima. Welcome. I appreciate you guys for being here. All right. So where there's this gentleman that you're looking at on the screen, Austin Olman. I stumbled into him probably exactly about 2 years ago, and I have done some reactions around it. But today I'm going to do a fresh one because there's an update. He was the first to actually bring me up to speed with regards to what the passport bros are. So he did a video, and that video had a lot of things to say, you know, about the westernized black woman. You know, the title of the video was "Why a Black Man Should Stop Dating in the U.S." So today is going to be a little bit about relationships, of course. But it's going to seem like it's about dating, but it's not just about dating. It's about dating, relationships, and marriage. And these are the some of these mindsets I'm going to address today are the reasons why they are perpetuating the problem. They might not be the original reason for the problem. The problems come from people not knowing what they're doing. That's the bottom line. Okay? Hold on 1 second. All right? That's where the problem typically comes from. Am I looking crooked? All right, that's where these problems come from. But eventually, I'm struggle streaming today, but I'm gonna be fine. Okay, that's where the problems come from. But you know, the problem basically continues and gets worse because people come up with terrible solutions. So oftentimes, I don't disagree with people when it comes to the problems that they claim exist today in relationship, in modern times, relationship and marriage. I never really disagree with the problems, because the problems are exactly what you said. And if you are saying there's a problem, it's valid. That's essentially your experience. Either we're talking about relationships, dating, or marriage. All right. If the problem exists, it exists. You express it the way you express it. Where I tend to disagree is the solutions that people are coming up with. Why? Because the solutions tend to make the problems bigger. Right? So, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So he did a video about around July 2022, basically talking about and he was like 21, 22 years old at the time, at most 23. I don't know exactly how old he is now, but the issue was everything he was saying, men could relate so much with it. A lot of men could relate with it so much that we had 50, 60-year-old men following this young man, right? And of course, I tackled it at that point, right? So there's a lot that he had to say when he approaches the ladies, the uncertainty, the flake rate, how many people really just wanted to waste his time. He had some theories around the fact that women, black women in particular, are just looking for validations, right? And he had a lot to say about the lack of femininity, right? He had a lot to say about, again, he formulated theories around that they're just a bunch of insecure women everywhere. And he also talked about the fact that women have gravitated away from natural beauty. And, you know, he had a lot to say about traditional values being lost in the Western world. He had quite a few things to say about the bad hygiene of women out there, you know, and then, you know, he had a lot to say, okay? But then as of, I think yesterday or so, so basically his solution he came up with was basically he was going to go to Brazil and go find women who are better. Before that, I had stumbled into a group of women on the internet. I think they call themselves the divestors. Basically, they use the same type of solution. They don't want their own men. They think they basically concluded that it's better on the other side, I think the divestors feel like, okay, the white man or non-men of color, how do you say it? men that are not colored men, okay, I don't know how to say that they are pretty much better. So women were coming up with such solutions. So now we have a bunch of men who are now saying, hey, this is the solution, we need to divest. And not just, it's easy to kind of point fingers at him and say, hey, hold on 1 second. Yeah, it's easy to point fingers at him and just say, hey, this guy is so young. But then we had a bunch of 40, 50, 60-year-old men that were following him and were basically agreeing with him. So I'm going to dive right into the video that he said, but as of yesterday, he's updated his stance on some of this stuff. And everything we said back then has become the truth, for him now. His experience is gone around the world, and it really came down to one thing at a time, like, okay, women are the same everywhere when it comes to this relationship thing. Okay, obviously there might be nuances and differences from culture to culture, from tradition to tradition, but particularly what some of these men are complaining about, or what these women are complaining about, the people are people everywhere. And if you don't have the skills to deal with the people in your own society, what makes you think that you're going to suddenly have the skills? Oh, let me guess, there's no need for skills, no need for game, Abby. All right, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. Let me see. Chidima said that divestors are a response to colorist and racist men. Was supposed to be, I guess, but the idea is let's just go find something else that's better, right? Because I had this type of experience, and this experience I've had as an individual must be the truth for everybody. It's got to be the truth, because I've had this experience over and over. This is what they say to themselves, right? And it's just got to be the truth across the board. So there's no solution outside of let me go and deal with men or women of other races or other nationalities or other, So, but the truth is that it evolves with time. Wherever the solutions, whatever their reasons for doing what they do, tend to evolve with time. The problems that they say exist, I don't doubt that many of those problems exist. It's the solutions that tend to make the problems even worse. So without any further ado, like I said, I'm only going to be here for a little while. I'm just going to dive right in. We're going to start talking about the video. So he's updated the video with a new video, and he's now saying, oh, they're all the same everywhere. But he puts in very interesting words, and I thought we should just catch some crews reacting to this today. All right, without any further ado, let's get into it. Help me hit the like button. Let's ping everybody else into the room. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button, okay? Let's go.
Again, and this time we're not going to be talking about... Hello, I am back again, and this time we're not going to be talking about Brazil. We're going to be talking about what made me leave to go to Brazil. In other words, what made me stop dating in the United States. If you've watched my TikToks or some of my YouTube videos, you can kind of get a perspective how, but I'm going to break it down today. So,
I'm going to make it fast.
In order, I believe, from severity of why I stopped dating in the United States. The number one thing, and we're gonna say this is actually a bunch, I'm bringing it down. The number one thing that stopped me from dating in the United States was the texting games and the phone call games, the game. So we're not gonna act brand new. We know this is the thing here. You have to have some sort of game, and people get game confused with charisma. Those aren't the same thing. Okay, charisma is the sweet talking and the emotional aspect of her getting to like you with your words, whoop the whoop. But when I say game, I'm talking about, I get your phone number, now let me wait 2 or 3 days to call you back. Like if you know alpha male strategy, he says he waits 10 days to call a woman back. Why the fuck would I want to do that?
When you write, your tone influences how readers respond. With Grammarly, just highlight your text and type.
Okay, I get it, but then that's another thing.
So he's talking about playing games, right? As opposed to having game, right? So this was again 2 years ago. He mixed it all up. It was just He's saying, why should I have to wait? I agree with him. You shouldn't have to wait days because you're playing games so that it can seem like if a person doesn't like you, they don't like you. They like you, they like you, you know. And, part of game is to also make sure you position yourself for the best chances to win. Chidima says, right, you can't have blanket solutions for everyone because, first of all, everyone doesn't have the same experiences. Exactly. Let's keep going.
Then they say, oh, you got to pretend like you have options. You have to show you have options. Don't blow her up all the time.
Okay, so he used the word pretend. You do have to showcase that you do have options because the reality is that we do have options. But sometimes bad self-esteem can make you come off as you don't have options. So sometimes, yes, even as a coach counselor, I will remind people of the options that they have. That's not pretending that you have options. You literally do have options. There are 8 billion people. Right, so at this point he was basically resenting the idea that you needed to have game. Okay, I'm fastening forward so we can have enough time, but this was the original video he did 2 years ago, complaining about why black men should stop dating in the US.
Text her in between 5. Out of those 3, 2 or maybe 1 or maybe 2, you're gonna see again. It's just that. I don't care. Anybody tells you otherwise is full of shit, unless there's some sort of celebrity, but they're not living the regular lifestyle like this. So as an adult, I knew that going, okay, probably still the same thing. I still got to approach a lot of women. But then it was just coming back like, damn, the flake rate, it seemed like the flake rate has gotten worse. And I know some dumbass watching this video right now is going to be like, look in the mirror, look in the mirror. That's not the fucking problem. Because
all right. So let me slow it down. I think it's better to just hear him out. Right? It's talking about the flake rate. That means when you get a number, how many people actually respond to you. Right? I'll slow it down. Sorry about that. Right? How many people respond to it? That's what he's talking about, flake rate. So he's saying there's a dumbass looking at him in the video right now that will say, this was 2 years ago. Keep in mind.
Probably still the same thing. I still got to approach a lot of women. But then it was just coming back like, damn, the flake rate, it seemed like the flake rate has gotten worse. And I know some dumbass watching this video right now is going to be like, look in the mirror, look in the mirror. That's not the fucking problem. Because there's an abundance of men saying the same thing. And then you hear about these women wanting to just have validation. And social media and cell phones have created this, where they have access to so many men, they'll flake on you in a minute. And with dating apps, they're 90% of those women on dating apps are there for validation. Like, they're not there to actually meet you when y'all match. I can tell you on one hand how many women I've met off a dating app, which is at the most 3. I know for sure 2, but at the most 3. And this is 2 years of being on a dating app. And the other is like just women that'll match, and then you'll get to, hey, okay, let's meet this day with the woo.
All right, so he's talking about dating apps. That could be part of the problem. Get out there and put yourself out there. There's nothing wrong with dating apps, but at this point, still, it needs to be the icing on the cake. You need to be getting out there, connecting, networking with other people, dressing up, connecting, smelling good, and connecting with other people. Just way too many people are stuck on dating apps. So he's talking about dating apps. I'm sure I mentioned that back then as well. Like, there's nothing wrong with dating apps, but you just can't depend on it. You got to do a little bit better than that. I'm fastening forward. It's going to the uncertainty. I'm looking at the highlights of the video.
And clearly she has some sort of interest because I caught her.
Okay, watch this.
Uncertain. So what's another example of uncertainty? Here's 2 of them. There's a chick that I approached at the gym, and I've said this before. I approached her at the gym, and clearly she has some sort of interest because I caught her, looking or whatever. So I went up to her, introduced myself.
I caught her looking, so she must have some kind of interest. Okay, good. Let's keep going.
And she's like, how old are you? Whenever they say that, y'all just walk off. So she said, how old are you? I told her 23, she said 32.
Okay, he was 23 at the time, so he must be around 25 now.
She's like, oh, well, I have to think about it. Bitch, I'm not going to let you think about it. I'm like, no, I don't.
Okay, a woman said, I have to think about it. And then he caught some feelings because of that. I've reacted to this in the past, so I'm just showing you some highlights.
Either you're going to decide now or not. You think you got me on a leash or something? Like I'm going to come back and double check. Hey, just see it if you want to talk.
So a woman rejects you, and the first thing you're saying is like, oh, so you think you have me on a leash, and then you go into all this kind of, hey, Marriott and Sesmo, good to see you. And then you go into all these things in your head, right? That sounds like what I expect a woman to do, not a man to do. Again, not shaming as a man, I'm just telling you what the society, social construct is. Okay, but these were some of the red flags that I, along with a few other gentlemen, saw about 2 years ago. Okay, this was a video from 2 years ago.
Talk to me now. Sorry, baby, you got the wrong one, and you're not even like.
You are disqualified. Does that sound familiar? I'm going to push it forward a little bit. It's talking about lack of femininity here.
Those are all masculine, they're non-feminine. Let me just say it. They're not feminine traits.
Let's go back.
A lack of femininity. So right now, we know we have women that are calling dudes bro. We got women that are wearing boy clothes. We got women that are that want to go 50-50 and want to, or they want to be the leader of a household. We got women raising their voices at men like they're men, but they only doing that because we know we can't hit them because it's an unfair fight. That's why you shouldn't hit women. But those are all masculine, they're non-feminine. Let me just say it. They're not feminine traits, right? So when I went to Brazil.
Okay, so he's talking about the kind of women he doesn't want. If you don't want them, you don't want them. That's perfectly fine. But you have to mean that. If you don't want something, you have to mean that you don't really want them. The moment you start going back and forth and you're doing a full-blown video about this, I'm gonna have to assume.
Like having a PO box, but are tired.
I'm gonna have to assume that there's some issues. Okay, let's go back.
A goddamn 6 foot, 6 figures, 6 abs, or you don't ever get looked at by women, or there's nobody on your roster, or you don't have options, because then they're like, oh, this must be something wrong with this dude. He could be a goddamn 6 foot, 6 figures, 6 abs, 7 figures actually. He could be the perfect man. But if you tell him you have no options, it's over with. Don't ever even tell him that. Number 6, makeup.
Makeup.
I like my clothes.
All right.
Women in the United States, they don't like men's clothes. You know why? Because whenever they lean their head on you, it looks like they're still leaning on you.
Okay, these are again, these are many lame reasons why a black man should stop dating in the US that he gave. All right, so now this is the video that he did 2 years ago. That video has 126,000 views. I think I reacted it back then too. If you search his name on the platform, you'll see. Simply because, again, it wasn't just a matter of a 23-year-old talking. He was saying things that a lot of men, grown men, 40, 50, 60 could relate with. All right. And again, the problems, I agree, some of the problems exist. The solutions is what I tend to disagree with. If a woman she has too much makeup on and she leans on you and stains your clothes, you can also be a little bit more vigilant. Okay. And start paying attention to them. All right. Let me see what's going on today. Mario says, where is he now? I think he still travels. It's no longer in Brazil because of this video right here. Let me see if there's this video right here. And it says, I've received death threats from Brazilians. Let me play a little bit of it while I look at the chat.
Hola, tudo bem? Now, recently, it's Austin Olman, first of all. Recently, as
exactly, Sesmar, exactly.
3 a.m. Brazil time, Salvador, Sao Paulo, Rio de Janeiro time.
Hit the like button, hit the like button.
Posted a video, a clip of my longer YouTube videos titled, Do Brazilian Women Like Criminals or Good Dudes?
Okay.
The purpose of this video was for my followers to get a perspective.
This was when it was in Brazil. This was about a year ago. Okay. All right.
On the difference of the culture between Brazil and the United States, because the United States, the women like the criminals. This has been science.
Okay. Did you hear what he just said? In the United States, the women like the criminals. Okay. There's a difference between women like bad boys and they like the criminals. Right. I'm sure that's what he's trying to say, but he's saying the extreme version of it to make a point. Okay, to trigger somebody, I guess. But women like the criminals in the United States. Really interesting.
Of the culture between Brazil and the United States, because the United States, the women like the criminals. This has been scientifically proven.
Scientifically proven.
I think Brazilian women are the best women on the planet. But let me go out and ask these.
Well, let's even assume that that's true, right? The women love criminals. The solution to that would be, I guess, become a criminal. Right? If your goal is to get women, all you have to do is become a criminal. I don't know what to do with that information, but let's keep going.
Women, what they think, and prove my point. I've said several videos that I think Brazilian women are the best women on the planet. I just now started posting my clips on Twitter. I think this may have been the first one. And it went viral. Okay?
It went viral?
It had like 20-something thousand views. That was like at 7 in the morning. It's 3 p.m. and it's at almost 900,000 views. So this video is probably gonna hit 2 million views before 24 hours. Like literally within 20 minutes, 70,000 people saw the video. Like it was like 800. It was like 750,000.
What happened? Tell us.
The crazy part is, I did not shit on anybody. I didn't say anything negative about anybody.
Okay, so at this point, he was basically begging for his life, and he's saying he's receiving death threats from Brazilian. Anyway, let me move forward. Okay, again, this is a lot of ups and downs that this young man has gone through over the past 2 years, just trying to run away from himself. Like somebody said in the chat, I do strongly believe that's what he was doing. Of course, he might disagree, right? Amara says again, feminine / masculine, I hate it here. Not MOP, but these types of conversations. Or you got to learn these conversations. If you're marriage minded, you're going to have to learn this stuff. Because these are the influencers. These are your influencers. They're influencing somebody that might intersect your life at some point. So you have to see these things coming. Sesamo says, these red pill men are more expert at how to be a woman than a woman. Jesus, sign language. I want to ask him what period cramps Jesus feel like. Jesus, they have convinced many swaths of women of what it means to be feminine, and women repeat them. Yeah, you just gotta be careful, man. So it was shown Shege in Brazil too. Hey, yeah, poor him. Wow. All right. The last I saw, he was in Thailand. Okay, Brazil barred him. Yes, he couldn't go back. At least he was scared for his life. So he didn't go to Thailand. I think right now, this video I'm about to show you, he was in Madrid, Spain, and we're about to react to it. Let me see how much time I have. Okay, I still got some time. Good. Scientifically proven, that's what he said. Oh, you guys don't like criminals, no? Bumi, hello. You guys don't like criminals? Is that what you guys are saying right now? The best women at taking your money, dumb. When it's not paracetamol, it's scientifically proven. He left Brazil because, he claimed that he had death threats on his life. Shout out to Dele Oshikoya. Dele says he's a barber. Just have money and read more books about philosophy and biographies, and you will be fine. It goes a long way. I agree with that, Dele. That goes a long way. But sometimes, some of these issues, again, I agree with a lot of the problems that is being spelled out by modern people. Is the solutions that I'm trying to Jesus. That solution is a terrible solution. You're going to make matters worse for yourself. So, for example, American women like criminals and they don't like good guys like me. The solution, let's move to Brazil. Right? You're going to hurt yourself. Okay? If you don't even know how to deal with the women that you grew up with, that you know how to behave around you, what makes you think you're just going to get away with women across the ocean, right? This problem is everywhere. It's not just black American men that do this. There are Yoruba men that do this. There are Igbo men that do this. There are white men that do this, right? They always see the grass is greener on the other side, right? There are women do this. Human beings do this, right? The grass is always greener on the other side, and that's a terrible standpoint to start from if you're trying to solve a problem. All right, Sesma says she moved the bracelet. He's also toured Africa too, right? He's gone through Africa and everything. Mara says, but MOP, what is the problem? He mentioned them earlier. He talked about his problems. Remember, his problems are his problems. I just played the video, right? Some women smell. Some women, they don't want to give you the number right away. They play too much games. And then some dating coach taught him that he should wait a few days and he's not ready to play such games. Those are his problems, right? Everybody's problems are individual at individual level. So coming up with cookie cutter solution that work for everybody is always going to be wrong because everybody's problem is different. So once you come to me and say there's a problem, I have to believe you, because at the very minimum, your perception is that's a problem, and perception is just as real. All right. This extreme solution is a problem in itself. It just makes matters worse, you know. So, but not only that, he starts creating content, and then he's built over 100,000 subscribers. Shout out to the 20 people that are here to learn the real stuff, right? He's built over 100,000 because there's like, once you spell out a problem, right? Even though your problem is your problem, so people will take that one little 1% part they can relate with, and they will say, I can relate. And then they might, because they are same lame people, they will engage your solution thinking it's going to solve their problem. And that's another layer of problem. But let's go ahead and listen to what he's now saying. This video was released 5 days ago. All right. And he's been, remember, it's also a 6-figure barber. Reminds me of the 6-figure Uber driver, but it's a 6-figure barber. There are 6-figure barber. At least Davido's barber charges $1,000 per haircut. That's the last thing we saw. Anyway, my point is that he was a 6-figure barber. You know, that's what he claimed. But he's been traveling around the world, meeting different types of ladies, Thailand, Africa, Uganda, Kenya. So he's traveling. I think it's a beautiful thing to want to travel. I think the reasons for him traveling are terrible reasons, and I think he's also grifting, and I think it's also misleading a lot of impressionable young mind. But let's play this 17 minutes video and let's take it from there. I'll play one at a time, 1 minute at a time, and then we'll talk 1 minute or more at a time. Let's see what he has to say 5 days ago. It's an update, confessions time.
Favorite YouTuber, Austin Holleman. Hi everybody, it's your favorite YouTuber, Austin Holleman. We are still here in Madrid, Spain. I'm having a very fun time staying inside, and my bank account is loving it as well, because it is almost as expensive as it is back home in the States, in Texas. If not more expensive than here in Dallas. Yes, it is. So, we will might head to Turkey next, and just head to Turkey in this Europe trip, because I'm blowing more money. I could be saving more. I could have more money in my pocket. Anyway, that's not today's topic.
What's today's topic?
If you guys are new here, I'm Austin Olman. I'm a world traveler, and I'm doing a social experiment with socializing with people around the world, living in other countries and dating other women and getting online and journalizing. Social studies.
Wait, what?
Women and getting online and journalizing.
He said, I'm getting online and generalizing. Is that what he said? Can you guys hear what he said? Help me, help me, help me. Speaking of generalizing, women in Harvard are not influenced by rap videos. Okay, bro. I feel like he's speaking a different language, and MOP is interpreting, even though he's speaking English. It's a different English he's speaking. Let's stop the cap. Can we do that already? Let's stop the cap. Yeah?
Stop the cap.
He's speaking a different type of English, and that's fine. 6-figure Baba, is he traveling to Bible era or helping Delilah to shave Samson? Maybe he has a Davido that is cutting his hair or something. You know, journalizing. Is that what he said? Journalizing? Yes. Journalizing. Okay. Interesting. I was like, journalizing. What do you mean?
Social studies. Now,
social studies.
Today I want to talk about this. Passport bros. A good majority of them are selling you guys a fake dream.
He said passport bros, a good amount of them are selling you what? What was our title today? Our title today say it was all a dream, a scam. Again, passport bro was a movement that was started for, I think they said for military men that were living overseas and they decided to settle and marry out there. It wasn't meant to solve a generalized personal problem of dating in America. That wasn't what it was for. But of course, it's become that thanks to social media and thanks to Austin Olman. So he was the poster boy for Passport Bro. But listen to what he said.
With people around the world, living in other countries and dating other women and getting online and journalizing. Social studies. Now, today I want to talk about this. Passport bros, a good majority of them are selling you guys a fake dream. And you guys can see that from my channel, right? That's why a lot of them choose to, we're going to get into this later, but they choose to discredit me. Because I get online and I can show you in real time what it's like in these other countries. So people might sell Sao Paulo a certain type of way, but I get on live.
I don't brag about business tools often, but when I do, I'm probably talking about Navan. Navan automates.
And there's a chick argue with me that I didn't even talk to, but they're also feminine in certain cities. It's so perfect in Sao
There you go, Marriott. They're also feminine in certain cities. Let's keep going.
Paulo. None of these places are perfect the way how they're sold to you. Is it better? Absolutely, it is better. That's why I still live abroad. I went back to Dallas, and it was some bullshit. So I was like, yeah, I made the right decision by moving. This was just confirmation. But a lot of these people are selling these dreams to you as if it's just a utopia. And I'm telling you, you're still dealing with people. They just don't have as much of a messed up mindset and brainwashed and degenerate mindset as they do in the United States. Okay? Now, how are they selling you a dream? First of all...
All right. So before we continue, he thinks that the passport bros are selling a dream. They're selling a dream, and he's apparently better. It's now better than them, okay? Even though it was the passport bros that brought him to limelight, okay? He was the passport bro that brought him to limelight because they were like, yeah, we always knew it. You need to leave these women. Leave these women. Don't deal with them anymore, right? At the time, go find the video. I know I had some choices of words that I used at the time. But it was obvious to me that this is just another person generalizing, and misery loves company, and just trying to make their problem everybody else's problem. But it was also clear to me that there's more than enough people that can relate with him, and he's probably going to build a decent followership, which he has done. But now he's saying, listen, I'm better than those people. Literally, he's biting the fingers that fed him, because he's made a lot of money also doing the same thing, So Sesma say he's gaslighting us into thinking he's our favorite YouTuber. That intro is silly. Your favorite YouTuber, his people know him, I guess. That's generalizing is not a word. That's why I was confused. He said generalizing. Sesma said I heard generalizing. Okay, because that would have been like at least somebody is full chest saying I'm generalizing. I think we all generalize, I pray my kids never learn this kind of social studies. Just make sure the parenting is on point. Just try your best to make sure parenting is on point, because this internet street is dangerous. Dele says travel cheaper than rent. Journalizing. A lot of passport bros lied. Oh, I get it. Everyone else except him. Exactly. So Marriott says he's pivoting. He's the one selling the dream. Okay, we're getting somewhere. He's still selling the dream because he's still on YouTube, at least, and he's definitely selling something. Sesma say, I saw gist yesterday. The girl that released the Davido video, Strawberry Pajama, was allegedly denied service at Burger King for being a homewrecker. What? Jesus Christ. He's shifting the whole soccer field, not just the goalpost. All right, MOP has been telling them women are the same all over the world. I have been saying that, and when I say that, that's not to paint a picture that women are as bad as their perception. I'm saying their experience is an opportunity for you to grow. If you have bad experiences in relationships, yes, easier said than done, but it's still what you need to do, especially if you still want to have relationships. You're going to have to see it as an opportunity to grow. Those experiences might be very bad to the bad. You don't collect shege banza, right? And you just want to tell everybody that avoid all men, avoid all women. Bro, I promise you, that's not a realistic solution. That's number one. And number two is that even for you, you still want these people. So it's not realistic. So let me keep going because we only have so much time. I'll play 2 minutes at a time so that we can cover a lot. Let's keep going. So right now he's saying I'm a little different. I'm about to update you. Let's see if he's able to tell us something new.
All women around the world don't like all men. And I'm saying this as a black American man. We've been sold this dream. I never bought it, but we've been sold that Black American men are the most desired men on the planet. Yeah, fucking right.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, fucking right. First of all, if you go to another country, for example, Romania, Romanians prefer Romanians.
Really?
You know, Russians prefer
So
Russians.
profound.
Kenyans prefer Kenyans.
Really?
The women usually prefer somebody from their own country.
No.
That's the number one fact.
Really?
When we start talking about foreigners, if you ask me, we're not the first foreigner they prefer, depending on where you go. They prefer white men before black men in Latin America. This is just what it is. You can disagree.
This is another version of This Is What It Is.
Okay, that's why Latin America
Another
is so
episode of
example,
This Is What It Is. The
I've
truth
dated
teller.
many Afro-Latinas in Latin America. My first few girlfriends in Brazil and Rio were Afro-Latina because that's what I prefer is black women, right? All those black
He still
women
prefers
in Rio,
black women. Just not the black woman in his
man
backyard.
that they were with was a white guy, and they were black. More than likely in the United States, if you're in Dallas, if you're in Houston, if you're in New York, if you're in Miami,
Okay.
if
Atlanta.
you're in Atlanta,
Okay.
if you're in LA,
LA,
most black
Detroit,
women
maybe not.
usually had a previous black boyfriend, and the guy before may have been black, and the guy before may have been black.
Okay.
It's not as common in the States for women to just hawk on fucking white men the way how they do in Latin America and even Asia. Like I said before, you guys ever notice how the best Thai women are with another Asian guy?
All right. So, has he changed? Has he learned anything? There's a shift going on here, but has he learned anything at all? He's discovered that most people want people in their own kind. He's discovered that, right? Somehow he thought they would like him more, but he's still saying they like white men more than him. It's not about him, by the way. He's talking about himself. He made it seem like it's all black, man. Okay. But let me see what you guys are saying here. So now he's giving us the cheat code. Yes. Yep, he's giving us the cheat code. Chi, you're welcome. He learned the hard way. He's still learning, apparently, because he still think they just pick white people just because they are white. That's still a form of generalization, right? But again, that's okay. That's okay to generalize. It's when you make it your life solution and you literally took 2 years to learn that. I'm not sure if that person will ever learn. They might just shift goalpost. Okay. I doubt if they will ever learn, to be honest with you, because I could still smell the same thing. It's just the characters have changed positions, at least so far in a 17 minutes video so far, right? So he just found out, though. Yes, so men can stop lying to them now. Most desirable where you either have money or not. So hopefully he will calm down, work on himself, and he will attract the right type of women. You can't solve that issue by traveling outside the country, Mumu. Definitely not. You're just gonna, if you have the least you can at least do is learn how to deal with the people in your own circle, in your own environment. And then, if you feel like it's easier, like I actually have friends that say, I can, but I'm good. I'd rather deal with this type of preference. There's nothing wrong with preferences, right? But when you jump on the internet, you try to save the whole world. That's where the problems start to come in, right? Because that urge inside of you, you're just going to hurt yourself more. That's what's going to happen. I have to go and read the comments under that video. The cape will go well with my chicken and gari. The cope or the cape? Which one? Did he say Rio in Brazil? Dude, Rio is in Brazil. I think he's talking about Rio in Brazil. Yeah. But he's talking about Rio in Brazil. Let's keep going. There's more to this. He's going to tell us a little bit more. Let's do another 2 minutes.
Guy, because that's similar to their culture, or they're with a white guy. Now, we got some brothers down there, black American men, that have some good-looking women in these other countries. Not saying it's always the case. But when we bring up an average of what you see when you're down there, it's not us that they're preferring, first of all. So,
It's not us that they prefer when you're down there. That's what he's saying. Let's keep going.
so can black American men win around the world? Yes, I am.
Really?
I was in Portugal.
Tell us.
I was in Manaus for sure. Even though Sao Paulo required a lot more effort, I was doing well there.
Sao Paulo requires a lot more
Santiago, Chile.
effort.
There's women in every city around the world that prefer or that are open to black men. Let's change this narrative. Women around the world are open to black American men, but to say prefer, for example, I prefer black women. It doesn't matter if they're from Africa, United States, Latin America.
He prefers
I prefer
black women. Okay, let's give him some credit.
I've dated white women since I've been gone. I've dated mestizos since I've been gone. I've dated Asian women. That doesn't mean that I don't date them. It's just when I have my ideal girl in my mind, she's usually black.
Really?
What I'm telling you is women in Asia and Latin America, usually their ideal guy is not somebody that looks like me.
Oh.
Okay? It just is what it is. Now, can you find women in these other countries that prefer black men? Can you find that? I've met men that live in Colombia that said that their wife preferred black men. He married her.
Are you looking for good property deal opportunities in Turkey?
No, we're not.
In case you didn't see our episode.
That's something that is real. You guys remember Kate? Does Kate look like she would ever date a Thai guy? She actually told me she only dates black guys. But does she look like she would date a Thai guy? You know, you can look at some of these chicks and tell that.
All right, so he's winning. He said he's winning. Okay. This rejection really hit him hard. Yeah, but he's trying to make it work. He still wants black women. So he actually goes after black women in Brazil. But he's saying they don't prefer men that look like him. Still. Isn't that sad? Imagine traveling all around the world and they still don't prefer you. Wait till he win. Isn't Oga still single unless he's counting the number of ashawos he slept with? Says smart. That's what he's talking about. But he's going to speak to that too. He's going to speak to that actually. So his preference is not preferring him. Yes. And keep in mind he's talking about preference a lot. Right? Some of these men that yield to these solutions, they're not looking for just preference. They're looking for a girlfriend. But of course, if a Olo show somewhere show them some kind of love, they will, fall into the quickus. Then they get into problem. I haven't covered them a lot because honestly, I don't want to be covering passport bros, but once in a while I see an opportunity to learn one lesson or two. Today's lesson is just really about self-identity. Okay, today is about self-identity. And there's preferences, there is reality, there's circumstantial occurrences in life, events in life. But when people start to flip preferences around like it's some kind of, like they detected some kind of life formula and they're trying to sell it to impressionable minds, that's what I want us to focus on today, because we see a lot more of that coming out on the internet. They show up in the form of generalization. Again, we all generalize, but when you start to carbon copy paste other people's solution into your life, it's a very dangerous game to play. But all this waka, and he only came back with stories 2 years down the line. Since when a black woman is preference, since his preference rejected him. Well, I think he might have always wanted, maybe at some point he decided he just wanted, I think at some point he decided to just want black women, but black women from outside of the United States. That's why he ended up in Kenya and Uganda. Uncle Ben say, I'm triggered. Somebody get me NSC. Just kidding. How is everyone doing? Uncle Ben, no, how far? Black women or mixed race women? Stop. It's confusing. Black. Is it black? There are black women in Brazil. So he's been going after black women in Brazil. But those black women, they don't even prefer people that look like him. And I was like, oh, let's play another 2 minutes.
They're for us. Those are niche. Those are specific. Just like you have most black men in America want black women, right? Kevin Samuels even told you guys that. Most black men want black women.
Okay.
But you do have some black guys in the States that say, I would never date a black girl. It makes sense only to believe that black men prefer black women because their mother was black. That's what they saw growing up. It's somebody that looks, somebody can relate to the most.
He's making sense finally, huh?
And then we can get further into brainwashing in Latin America and media and colonization. All those things play a role. But I'm just telling you guys this. Most people prefer people where they're from. But that does not mean you don't have options. You're not going to convince me that I can go to Romania and more than 50% of Romanian women want to marry a black guy. They might fuck you. They might sleep with you. Yeah. Just the same way how I wouldn't really see myself marrying an Asian woman. Will I smash one? I have plenty of them. I don't think, you know, I've met Asian women in Latin America and Sao Paulo. I met them in when I was in Portugal. Beautiful. I don't even approach them. It's not my preference. Doesn't mean that if they showed interest, I would decline them just because they're Asian. But it's just not my preference. So
not your preference.
That's something that has to be understood. We can't because
what if she show interest?
Dream that they want us and only us, and if we go abroad, we can just snag whoever we want. It's not the fucking case. But yes, in any city you go to in the world, you can find a woman that likes you. Yes, that's even in the United States. You can go to wherever the Ku Klux Klan is, wherever their headquarters is at. There's some racist ass white
Jesus
that
I don't want this video getting flagged.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of us are getting confused with she'll sleep with us with she loves us. Just saying.
You know why? Because you guys were always the simps that you still are. Right? That's why. So exactly what I was thinking. Clap for yourself. I was thinking clap for yourself. He deserves some candy. Okay. It's like if there was a scale of 1 to 100, it's like at around 10. It came from 0 to like 10. At least now he knows that people prefer their likes. The people that look like them, what they're familiar with, is just a rule. Typically, not always, but typically, right? And when people have other type of preferences, doesn't mean something is wrong with them. But when they feel the need to save the world with their own preferences because they've had certain types of experiences, that's when we start to look at you sideways like, really? The rejection was that bad? Yeah. I don't have time for that. Like, tell your face. You do have time for that. You're about to create a whole channel with 100,000 subscribers around the same topic. And you've been talking about it for straight 2 years. It's like me saying I don't have time for relationship talks. I need to tell my face because there's a disconnect. There's a right. That's not consistent, right? There's inconsistency in that, right? He should have just been a food blogger. He could at least choose a dish and win that choice. He decided to be brave and try women globally. So, I mean, those women are getting paid. That's the reality, you know. If he's going around the world and just meeting a bunch of women, that's the bottom line, you know. But I think he's also complaining that things are very expensive in Madrid, Spain. So is he coming online to tell us he can smash all races? What is his point exactly? Because it is not pointing. You have to wait now. You have to wait. Just listen. It will connect soon. It will connect. Wait. It will connect. Let's continue. Let's connect.
Now, most women worldwide are not submissive. The world is becoming westernized.
Wait, what?
Most women worldwide are not submissive. The world is becoming westernized.
Most women worldwide are not submissive. The world is doing what? Where?
A lot of us are getting confused with she'll sleep with us with she loves us. Just saying. Now, most women worldwide are not submissive. The world is becoming westernized.
Let me stop there for a second. I want to stop there for a second. That statement he just made, what are your thoughts around it? If you've been here and you've been following what I've been doing here for 3 years, 2021, right? For a while, at least 2 years, right? What do you say to that point he just made? Considering where he's coming from, remember that I played his first video, right? Lack of femininity, even though that dude seemed like he never really traveled out of Dallas ever before, but it's okay. Let's just let it slide. But let's just talk about the point, right? What do you say with what he just said? If you had been paying attention to what I've been saying for so long here. Chinye says, him eyes don't open. Right? Him eyes, you know how they say, we're going to go to the rest of the world and find more feminine women. I said, come to my city, come to Lekki. Come to Lekki. Come to Lekki. They say, no, we don't mean Lekki. We mean like the village, like your village in Akure. That's where you find feminine women. I said, really? And then when Nigerians follow these platforms and then they come back and they come and complain to us about their imported wife, I'm like, what happened? I thought they were all feminine. No, they called the police on me. They should have called police on me. Anyway, by the way, I'll be hanging out with Auntie B on Sunday to talk about call the police. When should you call the police? Anyway, so Chinima said, dude, you are the only one stupid enough to think a woman who sleeps with you equals that she loves you. Grow up. Let's see here. Even the African ones, what have we been saying for years? Submission means obey for many men like him. Ola, you've been saying that passport bros go ever collect. They will find out that women are effing women. I have been saying that. I don't mean to toot my own horn. I just want to say, hey, this is the best platform in the whole wide world. Right? And we'll be talking about this. And sometimes, yes, I'm too fast. I need to slow down, so that people can follow me. I promise. I'll continue to course correct as we go. You see, it's pivoting, right? Me too, I will continue to pivot. But no, I've been saying that forever. Women are women everywhere you go. Submission is something you earn. The sustainable version of submission you're looking for is something you have to earn, regardless of what part of the world you're coming from. But you can't say they're not just better in Africa. Well, the full man boss of Passport Bros is now saying something different. Right? He's traveled around the world, slept with about 70,000 people, and he's telling you right now that women around the world are not submissive.
Oh, beauty.
Now, women are naturally submissive. So he's still getting it wrong. Women naturally want to submit. Maybe I should say, right? Maybe more accurately put, women naturally want to submit. But you have to earn it. If you're moving mad, she will multiply it for you.
Oh, beauty.
Anyway, let's continue.
So if you guys love Brazil, basically not submissive, the world is becoming westernized.
The world is becoming
so
westernized.
If you guys love Brazil, based off the experiences that I've had and the stuff that I've heard those women say, you got about 5 or 10 more years before that shit is gonna be just like the United States. I mean, let's look at some things that's similar to the United States, right? In Brazil, talking bad about gay people can get you put in prison.
Wait, what? You could go to prison?
Similar to the United States, right? In Brazil, talking bad about gay people can get you put in prison.
No, there's no freedom of speech out there. No, wait, what?
So just like you can get canceled for talking about them in the States, yeah, you can get put in prison over there. We all know they have feminism in Brazil. Does that mean you can't date Brazilian women? No. But for example, I had this one Brazilian chick I was dating, and I told her like, yeah, you're my baby. It's a flirting way. I didn't think nothing of it.
Are you sure it was? Did she feel like it was a flirting way? Tell us what happened after that.
My baby. It's a flirting way. I didn't think nothing of it when I said it.
Okay.
Her response was, no, I'm not yours. I don't like to be objectified. I'm nobody's property. Are you fucking serious? You just killed the whole romance. Women, that's...
Wait, she clearly didn't feel like it was romantic. Whatever you said, you're my baby, and she said, I don't want to be owned by anybody. Whatever happened between that, it did not add up for her, right? Let me repeat that.
No, I'm not yours. I don't like...
Wait.
I told her like, yeah, you're my baby.
Okay.
It's a flirting way.
In a flirting way. Okay.
I didn't think nothing of it when I said it. Her response was, no, I'm not yours. I don't like to be objectified. I'm nobody's property. Are you fucking serious? You just killed the whole romance.
She killed the Romans. There was no romance. Listen, I'm done. Let me see here. There was no romance. What do you mean she killed the Romans?
That's not the first chick that says something like that.
It's not the first one either. And this was not Dallas or Houston or Uncle Benno's backyard in Austin, right? It wasn't Jersey. It wasn't Philly. No. It wasn't Miami. It wasn't Atlanta. It wasn't New York. It wasn't LA. Wait, what happened? Kilo, what happened? What did happen for there? Let's continue.
Brazil.
Have you ever wondered why we are paid every 2 weeks when we work every day? With EarnIn, you can access.
Now, if you go to other countries like somewhere maybe like Paraguay or Peru or Kenya or Colombia, no chick is gonna have an issue with you saying that you're their baby. I mean,
really?
If I fucking marry her, I can't call her my wife. Get the fuck out of here. But that sounds like that's
still sound entitled.
Right? That sounds like feminism.
It's not logic, dum. But anyway, continue.
But that sounds like that's a dumb logic, right? That sounds.
It wasn't supposed to be logic. It was supposed to be just how somebody feels.
It's like feminism. That sounds like the same shit that the women say in the States sometimes, right? Well, most times, right? So there you have it. Ask a Brazilian chick.
Tell me more. Brazilian chick.
I bet you 60% of the time she's gonna say no. She doesn't want to be dependent.
You're getting cancelled.
So a lot of these countries, women are not. Yes, I've had women.
So in Brazil, they don't want to be a stay-at-home chick, and you took about 100,000 people. I don't know, about 100,000 people to Brazil, knowing you didn't know that they didn't want to be a stay-at-home chick.
Brazil cook and clean and do all the things that we fantasize about. I've had that done in numerous countries, right?
Huh?
Not be juju be that.
You see why you should not follow 23-year-old men when they talk, just because you can relate to one little thing they said. You see why time is not your mate. Maturity is not your mate, right? Yes, age sometimes will fall. Age sometimes will fall inside of potter because we know some 60-year-old men that are still trying to figure this thing out. But at least experience is not your mate. How do you conclude that Brazil is the solution if you've never really experienced it? How many people potentially have gotten hurt out in Brazil because you've now gathered millions upon millions of views on videos promoting that they should just go out there and automatically women are just going to be feminine? How many?
Right? Even in Tanzania, I've had it, and I recommend Tanzania for that stuff.
He's recommending Tanzania, Kenya. He didn't recommend Nigeria people.
That stuff is starting to disappear.
Why do you think it's not recommending Nigerians?
Like say, oh, that's because you go to the big cities. Yeah.
All right, so he's going to talk about big cities. Before I come to the big city thing, right? I have to finish this on time. I have to finish this today. I told you this was going to be one of the best shows. I told you. You have to trust me. I know there's no UL Adoche on the thumbnail, but you have to trust me. Whenever you see, even if you see any random thumbnail, just trust me and come inside, okay? Chia says that's why when men have the same mentality and they go to the village and collect Mbeke, that will control, it will control into submission. He ends up collecting. It's the same thing. It's the same exact formula. It's a mindset. It's not the specifics. It's not about what countries or what. It's a mindset. Okay? All right? That doesn't mean you can't have preference. The problem is when you are loud about it, when the pain is so bad that you have to be loud about it and then try to become a recruiter into a certain type of lifestyle. At that point in time, we have to look at you and say, hey, you're dangerous to yourself. You know? Yeah. He ended up straight in McDonald's. I think we were doing McDonald's when I talked about this last time.
You will end up in McDonald's.
He did. He ended up in McDonald's. In a third world country for that matter. I'm sure he jammed a Bobrisky somewhere. He has a lot of story. He's refused to share. Yes, I think he's going to tell more. He's going to tell us more. He's telling on himself. Yeah, he's going to tell us more. Absolutely. Yeah. Ola, international Obìnrin don't show him one or two things. He's still learning because I'm still hearing a lot of generalizations. He's still learning. I think it's at 10 on a scale of 1 to 100, maybe 7. I'm glad he just acknowledged that he was fantasizing about it. It was all a dream. It was all a dream. Some of the most prolific pioneers in social studies emerged from Latin and South America several decades ago, but he wants to credit America for all feminist thought. You know, a lot of people that talk about feminist stuff, they don't even understand the full scope of the topic. I try not to speak about feminism because I don't really understand the full scope of it. Honestly, I don't think it matters too. I'm talking about family, marriage. You know, I don't think it really matters. If I hear specifics that sound like feminism, I'm still not going to assume you're talking from a place of feminism. I'm just going to address the actual issue. You know, shout out to Uncle Ola Kidola. Good to see you, sir. I see them in Colombia getting pied. Sheesh. Wait, Marriott, you're in Colombia. I think you said that before to us. Jesus. Did I say UL? It's UL henceforth. I'm gonna say UL henceforth until somebody stops me. Come get me. Tanzania don't speak English much. Their main communication is Kiswahili. He must have been talking to himself mostly, right? So they probably don't even know what he meant when he said my baby, right? It's gonna be all kind of problems, you know. Let's keep going. He's still telling us more. He's telling on himself, but there's more beyond this video. And if you guys like it, if I see anything interesting, again, he's done how many videos since then? A lot. I haven't covered it. I covered it maybe twice at most in the past. So if I don't know. It's this kind of topics. Marriott, I'm with you. I don't always want to cover them, but when I see a small little angle to a lesson, I'll just go for it. And if I don't have anything better to, you know, just being honest with you guys, okay? Let's keep going.
People live in big cities in these other countries when we move. Worldwide, that stuff is starting to disappear. Some people like say, oh, that's because you go to the big cities. Yeah, people live in big cities.
He said worldwide, that stuff is starting to disappear. As a matter of fact, today I had a session with some of my clients, and one of the things that came up is the gender roles, right? It's not disappear, it's evolving. And if something is evolving and you are in denial about it's evolving, you collect. Yeah, you collect now, because human beings are not your mates. Human beings are always evolving, and if you're going to be stagnant, you get buried alive. Okay, people will walk all over you and move forward regardless. You collect what you yeah. So definitely it's something to pay attention to there. Let's see. Let me keep playing.
In these other countries when we move, for the same reason we live in big cities in the United States. You notice how a lot of people live in Dallas compared to Waco? There's a fucking reason for that.
Is that a small village in Texas? I think so. Waco? What does that spell? WACO?
Because big cities have more opportunity and they're more convenient. I'm not gonna move to some small ass town shithole in Texas.
No.
Where if I need to go to the hospital.
No, but that's where all the traditional women are.
It's gonna be 30 minutes for me to get there. Versus when I lived in Dallas, I could literally walk next door to a hospital. And if I didn't live to that hospital,
who needs hospital when you can just smoke some herbs and be healed? What do you need hospital for, right? Traditional, right?
There was another hospital within 5 minutes away. Big cities. That's why we moved there. Most of you guys are not trying to move to a fucking village.
Let me move him to an 8 on a scale of 1 to 100. Let's move him to an 8. It's learning, okay?
So these issues of westernization, you're gonna deal with if you move to Nairobi, if you move to Sao Paulo, if you move to Rio, if you move to Salvador, if you move to Santiago, Chile. You're gonna notice.
By the way, Nairobi is westernized. Let's keep going.
Some of
probably just as much as Lekki.
These things that we don't like out of women is not the majority of them in these other countries, but you will notice that you do come across them from time to time. So the thing that these women are just, oh, it's nothing wrong with it. Oh, Brazil's never gonna flip. No,
the people saying that, just like you were saying that 2 years ago, they've never traveled. They were just fantasizing that the grass is greener on the other side, right? You can't judge them. Since we couldn't judge you back then, you can't judge them, right? We should just let them collect first, right? Because what you collect is experience. When you don't collect, it's experience. Experience is still the best teacher. But some of you are smart. You're wise enough to say, no, I don't want to collect. Please, if I'm moving mad, tell me up front so I don't so I don't collect. Because some people's collect is they're no longer here.
It doesn't have to do it. They're doing it to themselves. So yes, everything is not peaches and cream, but it is better. I'd rather.
He's still saying it's better. That's the coconut head. He's still saying it's better. Coconut head is a bastard. He says it's still better.
This than deal what I was dealing with in the States. Yes, I would agree with that.
So he wants to sit on the fence. I thought I was the only one that wants to sit on the fence. He wants to sit on the fence too. I would agree with that. Yeah, it's still better. Yeah.
I'm the only friend. Most of these guys on YouTube that are showing you guys this submissive lifestyle.
He's talking about passport bros. He's kicked completely against passport bros. He's dragging them right now. Those ones are collecting left and right. From this young man, the one that used to be their poster boy, right? So now it's
most of these guys on YouTube that are showing you guys this submissive lifestyle. They're dealing with prostitutes. They're paid.
Really? No, they're dealing
guys that are claiming
with
like, man, I went to this country and I was just running through them. Yeah, they were talking about how they went to the
wait, except him. He's the only one that's not dealing with Oloshos, right?
They weren't referring to them just approaching women on the street and the woman just want to just drop their panties when they saw them.
No,
guys,
they're not dropping panties out there. No,
I know for a fact they look pretty good. Okay. Women don't just look at me and just want to drop their panties.
No.
So I know these motherfuckers that are online telling you guys that shit. I know for a fact they don't look better than me, and they're fucking lying to you.
These nuts. Got him. Got him.
I know it feels like I'm waiting around for 2 years to just come and say, gotcha. No, I've always said I'm patient. I'll be here waiting for you. I've always said that. Okay. I've been saying that for 3 years. I'm patient. I'll be here. You know. It feels so good. I'm so happy. I never expected it. All right. I need to stop. Let me stop. Oh God. So I can keep saying y'all, right? Okay. Y'all sound, I don't know, it's easier for me to say y'all too, you know. It's just the truth. He said Tanzania and I was like, let me laugh small. His age is telling in everything he says. But you know, I couldn't really just pass on it as it's a 23-year-old because he had 50, 60-year-old men supporting him, backing him, promoting him, pushing him because it was an opportunity for them to drag the black woman in America. And I see that exactly as what it is. Are black women in America perfect? No. Whose woman is perfect? No, but stop the cap. Ola, you know what we're saying. We're talking about femininity and traditionality. Right? I know exactly what you're saying. You're lame. You need to learn game. Okay. I'm patient. Okay. I'm patient. I know exactly what you're saying. Okay. I can wait another 2 years if you need another 2 years, but it's okay. Yeah. Waco was where one call leader had his followers. Oh, really? This year, oh God, I'm not trying to be. Oloribuku called Texas shithole. Ogupai him there. Did he say Texas? Oh, he called Waco the shithole. Okay. Texas has some places, so Texas is a huge place, right? Uncle Breno, why are you cursing in the chat now? Cursing in Ondo. It's the same westernization that allowed him to navigate these African capital cities easily. They complain about language barrier, but uncle should pick a struggle. That's one of the major issues in this topic. Wherever it is that you're complaining about, always remember there's an upside to it. There's some kind of value you're getting from it, and there's no more value you're getting from it, right? You should leave that thing alone. Case in point, let's say a man you're complaining about that man, right? And he's done something wrong. He's doing this, he's doing that. You're probably not wrong. Remember, I'm not here to disagree with the problems you're spelling, right? But if you're still staying there, there's some kind of value that you're getting. And I think we should also do an inventory of that, because if we don't do that, you won't get to a decision. Sometimes you just should leave, because you're basically missing out on life, spending that much time around something you don't like. If it's an absolute, just leave. If it's not an absolute, let's work with you so that you can, because what you focus on expands, right? So that the positive can expand. Yeah? Hello, Mr. EE. Mr. EE, you made it today. So his vex is that people that look worse than him are getting better outcomes. He doesn't know that maybe those men have real game. Okay, continue. You go learn. His vex is bigger than that. But right now, he's figuring some things out and he's trying to collect more money from his followers. That's ultimately what this is. Okay? And he's pushing against the people that actually pushed him up in the first place. He's basically biting the fingers that fed him. Am I happy about that? Kind of, sort of. But it's like the same behavior all over again. You don't really have to do that. But I get it, you know, I kind of get it, because me too, I drag people here sometimes if they don't get it. So, but I'm hearing that it's not even there yet. I'm hearing certain things in what he's saying. I'm still hearing a lot of generalizations. Let's play a little bit more.
Next, money is not all it takes.
Money is not all it takes.
Not all it takes. People, yes, your dollar goes further in Brazil. Yes.
Wait, no, I thought you should just get the bag. Just get your bag, right? Let's push him from 8 to a 9 for just saying that alone. Money is not all it takes.
It does better. But guess what? That's not all you need. If you lead with money, just the same way how you guys like to trick in the States and, oh, baby, you're beautiful. Let me give you $150 for your light bill, like a fucking sucker. If you go abroad doing that, you will get the same treatment that you got in the States. There are women that are low down and vultures in Brazil, in Colombia, in Peru, wherever the hell you go. There are some women that know American men are desperate and we behave that way, and they're waiting to take advantage of you. That's why I told you guys to improve yourself and learn how to...
Not to improve yourself.
Now, if you just want to trick and pay and go to
improve yourself
and deal with sugar babies for the rest of your life, that's fine. Do that. But my thing is, do not get online and tell guys that they're having something good when really it's all something we could all do. Shrek could do what you're doing.
Shrek could spend some money and get him some love. Is Shrek a him, by the way? I think so. Let's keep going.
Do what you're doing. Okay? That does not mean women in these other countries don't like resources, because worldwide women want...
He said resources. I got to push him to 11. On a scale of 1 to 100. He said resources. He didn't say money. He said resources. Let me guess. It's about to say they like security. And sometimes that means financial. That doesn't mean money. He's moving in the right direction.
And it can provide for them. But if you're just leading with your wallet, dude, I mean, that's all you get. The minute you stop buying fucking purses and paying light bills, it's over. She's not even gonna consider trying to stick around or even try to help you. She don't want to help you. She just want to keep draining your pockets. And that can happen to you abroad as well.
I mean, she's been incentivized to drain your pocket. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. You can't judge her for that. You're incentivizing her to drain your pocket, leading with money, right? How many times have I told you guys, both men and women, that your money can only take you so far? I'm sorry.
Now, being an American is not as much as you think. Maybe at one point after World War II or after the Vietnam War, you could just be black and walk in, look, I got a blue passport. Oh my God. Guess what? Americans are not the only ones that have money.
No, say it ain't so.
Ones that can transform these women's lives. They even have men in Brazil. They have 65 billionaires that live in Sao Paulo.
They do. He just discovered that they have billionaires in Sao Paulo. He just discovered that. Can you imagine that? Wow. People can learn. You have to be patient with people. People can learn. It took him 2 years. That's not bad. I know some of them since the beginning of my, they're still trying to figure this out. Right?
There are a lot of places like Sao Paulo you can go to and, oh, I'm American. Okay, nobody gives a fuck. Including me. I don't care that I'm American. That's why I don't ever ask when people say, where you from? Texas. I'm from Texas. That's the state I'm from.
What?
Okay, I'm not trying to fucking use some American leverage. That's never been my priority.
Stop the cap.
I don't need to do that. I didn't need to do that in the States.
Stop the cap. You couldn't move around those countries so easily without the American passport. But let's keep going. Let's keep going.
I didn't need to lead with, oh, I make $10,000 a month at the bar. I didn't need to lead with that. What did I need to lead with that for?
That's precisely what he led with. He told us it was a 6-figure barber. But let's keep going. Let's just give him some pass.
I don't care. That's your thing. I'm just saying. But like these guys make it seem like just because you're American, they prefer you.
No.
As an American, you do have competition from locals and other people. Now, am I saying that a European guy is better than me? No, I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying.
What are you saying?
The chicks have options as well, especially if you go to a big city. Last point.
So it sounds like some men have been going down there and having unrealistic expectations, thinking they're just going to fall to their knees, drop their panties, and just start blowing your brains out. Unfortunately, it's not that way, right?
Let the poor
breathe.
That will react to this video and discredit me. Pay attention to people that have discredited me recently in the past couple weeks. Because of things that
the passport bros have been discrediting him.
What is false about what I just told you? Or what I've told you before?
I mean, you didn't tell us you got finessed. You probably bought some Birkin bags. Shout out to that. I think I just saw that in the chat somewhere. Let me see. You got finessed and you're learning. You're learning the hard way. Chijima says he paid someone's light bills and bought them a Birkin bag and he still collected. He's so telling on himself. You didn't tell us that. But because he said some okay things, I wanted to give him a pass, but he should stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
How did he know all of this? Let's keep going.
Do you believe that
I'm rounding up right now? I have to run in 3 minutes.
% of women in a certain country that doesn't even have black people prefer black men?
They do.
Being open to something and preferring something is completely different.
Okay, interesting.
For example, if you guys, I prefer to go to Smart Fit in Brazil. Smart Fit, I prefer it because it's decent. It's a clean gym. Usually it's a lot of women there. That doesn't mean I want to go to Body Tech. If Body Tech is nice, then I'll go there. But when I get to Brazil, I'm looking for the Smart Fit. That's the difference. If you guys want me to help you one-on-one.
Oh, no. We're good. We're good over here. I think we're just going to leave it right there. If he wants to help us one-on-one. Bro. All right. Let me come to the chat a little bit. I bet he's never heard of Dangote. No, he found out there are billionaires in other countries. Oh, he's discovering himself. Nobody now they say discover yourself. Hey, he's discovering himself. He's calling women chicks. Gets me every time. Let the chicks breathe. Yeah. I'm rounding up right now. Yeah, right now. Let the
different from blue.
Anyway, the lesson is very simple. Self-identity. Identity. Your sense of identity, okay? Sometimes they get tampered with when you don't collect shege in this street of relationship. It makes you question yourself, right? It makes you question everything you've ever believed, right? The grass always seems greener on the other side, okay? The grass always seems greener on the other side. it's because somebody is watering that grass. It's because there's something in the blind spot. Okay, and if you're not sure what it is, first of all, slow down, learn your environment first before you start to expand beyond your environment. If you're having a hard time learning your environment, or the women or the men in your environment, you're probably going to struggle in the other side. This has nothing to do with preferences. I think a lot of times, you see, we're speaking to preferences. I think a lot of times some of these people mix preferences together with what their reality is. No, we're not talking about preferences. We're talking about their reality. Once you don't collect shege, then you start to come up with cookie cutter solutions that potentially will hurt you even more. But shout out to you guys. Thank you to everybody that's been here today. I have to run because I do have an appointment that I have to run to. I'll be back here tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So tomorrow we're gonna have another great topic. So regardless of what the thumbnail looks like, I'm not always gonna get the thumbnail right. So make sure you come inside tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. Shout out to everybody that's here. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified whenever we go live. Hopefully, you've been enlightened and educated. We'll see you on the next one. Peace. We offer evidence-based relationship and marriage resources and coaching to help you navigate the difficult times.
Don't just wing it. Learn the principles that work.
Download our 2 free books and book your complimentary coaching session now at manofprestige.com.